equal charge. Lusk has got an inside move. Windham's inside. Windham, it looked like, was in almost a tie with Pichon.
McGrath's right there, too. Actually, it was Windham that bumped McGrath going to that first corner. Good job to stay up by Jeremy.
As we go to the triple, it's Windham, Pichon, McGrath. Two to the inside on Pichon, but Pichon powers out of that corner.
Pichon almost blew it there.
Jeremy McGrath. The fans come alive. Now he's available to attack Kevin Windham. Cheering for him, but right now, the favorite of the fans is behind him 2 seconds.
Right, he hit
Off the lead since the last, and look at this. He's making even a closer move in the whoop section.
Well, now we're really going to see what Windham's made of.
On this track.
Conditioning, I don't think this track takes as much out of you as it did last week, and he was able to hang on there for 20 laps.
Whoa, look out!
Put you in Windham's shoes for a minute, okay? He's been leading this thing so far. It's his to lose. The pressure is mounting. He's got the winningest supercross motocross of all time chasing him down.
Is in fifth. Back to the leaders now.
Every time they get to that whoop section as they start in, McGrath goes in on the right. Makes up a bunch of time, but then he loses it at the last half. All he's doing right
now. If Windham can hold him off.
Well, what's going to happen is lap riders are really going to play a part. They got 4 of them coming up. They're going to have to deal with.
Kevin Windham, Jeremy McGrath. There you see the lapper in between. McGrath cuts to the inside, and the crowd goes crazy.
Surprisingly close to him, though.
Boy, you called that shot as a local favorite. Pavoni was in between the two. Windham is down on the near side.
This is on that whoop section just leading up to the triple jump. Lusk hasn't come around yet. He's going to get going.
Time to wave to the fans. 5 for 5 in Minneapolis. In St. Louis, Supercross main event underway. Look at number 8, Kevin Windham, and Pichon, number 16. Coming right back on the inside, but Jeremy shuts the door.
I don't believe McGrath got back ahead of Windham. That was the plateau Jeremy was talking about, jumping off of. Windham did it. Looked like he had what happened. Everybody got pushed wide, and all Mike had to do with a mediocre star was creep around the inside. Now he's got to look at the leaders for a while.
This is
he gets close enough the next time, and Jeremy doesn't cover that line. He should be able to make that pass.
A 2-second lead for Mikel Pichon on Jeremy McGrath. Windham is next.
The broken clutch, we're getting a word from Marty.
Jimmy was looking so forward to getting back in the race now. As we check out second place, the battle is on.
I can stay with Jeremy without having to do that. Be a lot less nerve-wracking, and he is staying glued to him, but Pichon is starting to pull away, Art.
He's added a second to his lead, so he's now 3 seconds. And Lusk.
Well, that's going to give Windham a big boost of confidence to be able to pass McGrath. Stay with him and pass him. McGrath trying to come out wide, but Windham went just wide enough to stay out of his way.
Remember, Kevin was clicking him off 2 seconds quicker, but our one question mark was, would he have the stamina to go 20 laps?
That is a good question. When you've got him, boy, that's going to be tough for Jeremy to get back up there and challenge for the lead.
2 125 Eastern champions now battling here in St. Louis.
And so do I, and what I've seen lately, the Suzuki is there.
Windham makes the move on Pichon. President of second place.
Well, he's going to give it everything he's got, but what he's going to find out is that Windham is just on tonight.
Jeremy 6 seconds in back of number 8, Kevin Windham.
One more rider on the move here tonight that rode super in his heat race is Damon Huffman.
Adding to their super year, and this is the final lap, the white flag lap for Kevin Windham.
Kevin gets to go by and see that huge smile on Allie. Not over yet, but it looks like Jeremy has won this battle.
Here comes Kevin Windham.
Oh.
Kevin Windham.
Oh, they both go down.
Lusk stays up. Lusk in second is Windham. As our 250 main event is underway, and Ricky Carmichael makes it to the corner first. But right there is Ezra Lusk, number 4. So far, but Tortelli after Emig, shutting out Pichon, Dowd, and Ward.
Well, you couldn't have asked for a better beginning of this race. Talking about, Art, now you're going to see Lusk and McGrath riding a little bit more defensive race. Carmichael already starting to open up the lead.
Lusk wanting to stay in front of...
This is 20. I guarantee it'll be a problem, and there's a lot of pressure on this young kid now. These two guys bearing down on him.
Albertine.
On the note that he's healthy. I mean, he's not left Florida on a good note before. Twice in Orlando, a collarbone. So
The excitement is swelling now to a fever pitch as you see Ezra Lusk climbing up near the back of Ricky Carmichael, our leader.
Look over his shoulder and see one of his best friends. That's got to be a little more comforting than to see McGrath back there.
McGrath just waiting for an advantage. Jeremy McGrath cuts to the inside. Where the bar now with Ezra Lusk. Ezra.
He lost last year, and Jeremy seems to keep up with those stats. He doesn't ever let us down.
And Windham is now on the tail of Ezra Lusk.
Another mistake. That's going to allow Windham to get by.
Emig is off the track.
Windham triples right past his teammates, so Lusk, it's the pressure.
Approaching the halfway mark.
I should have bet money on this race, Art, because of the top three, if they stay the way they are, it's what I picked just for fun.
Randy's board at that time. And Windham is right there, too.
Boy, this is a great feeling for Windham now. This is different for Kevin because he's worked his way into this. Watch McGrath.
McGrath to the inside, gets Carmichael. Carmichael tries to come back, but he's going to have to go to the outside here. And a nice block, smooth move by Jeremy McGrath.
Didn't realize McGrath was in there that tight the lap before.
So Jeremy is
Kevin
right where he wants to be. And Kevin Windham makes the move on Carmichael into second place. Two-time 125 titleist. Changing over to Honda this year from Yamaha after successful times on a Yamaha. But Jeremy has got trouble if he doesn't ride a perfect race.
That's what now the table.
Windham bobbling a bit though. Look, David.
Watch Kevin right here. He's going to catch the top of that jump. Rides the front wheel a little bit, but that's just strength.
Battling with Jeremy McGrath. Windham.
Kevin has given McGrath everything he can handle, forcing him. As long as he keeps the pressure on him in a race. Usually by this point, he's pulled away. So you think, well, McGrath is just so steady. Well, we're going to find out just how steady he is because Windham is not going to leave him alone all the way to the end.
As we take a look at the true battle for the lead, Jeremy McGrath. Once he's secured the lead, he has not given it up, but Windham is right there to take advantage of any opportunity. And
if he does, Windham will get collected in it.
He's been the big mystery of the season. Windham cuts to the inside. Kevin Windham will have to battle him off as they look at each other coming over the triple. Incredible. Okay, 3 laps to go. Only 3 laps to go. Randy Lawrence saying think.
And McGrath is not riding his race now. He's riding
Here
Kevin's.
goes Windham to the inside. Windham has taken advantage of many riders in this race right there.
Beautiful move by Kevin. Had just a few more feet that time of a lead on McGrath getting into the corner. Just shut the door. They actually touched tires.
Kevin, white flag is coming up, and the white flag has been waved. This is the final lap. That's Tortelli being lapped by Windham, McGrath's teammate. The heel clicker. That's confidence with Jeremy McGrath about 4.5 seconds in back. 3. Jean-Michel Bale won 3 in a row here. If you count the St. Petersburg area. First win of the season is underway for number 14. His 4th career Supercross victory. Supercross season. Ali Seymour, look at the smile on the big guy's face. Windham becomes the 4th different winner in 6 rounds this year.
McGrath down that inside. You ride back in the pack.
McGrath and Windham side by side. Windham got the edge, Paul.
Got more than an edge as he pushes ahead of Jeremy McGrath. Windham leads this thing on the Honda.
This is earlier today.
That's Lamson back there in 3rd place.
First time into that loop section split. You see a rut down the middle. Kevin went to the left of it. Jeremy went to the right in the most difficult.
Under braking, McGrath appears to close, but Windham comes off the corner strong in this sport of team competition.
55 feet right there. Still able to get into that groove. You see he sits down on the motorcycle to make sure he gets all the traction as he accelerates up those double jumps.
Struggling just a bit. That's the grand champion, Jeremy McGrath. There he comes over the finish line, Chump. certainly still in contest, but Windham is easily able to hold his lead.
Lines out there, hopping over bumps, riding on the tops. Watch the timing through here. Over 3 jumps, 3 more, and 2 more into the corner. Perfect timing. He'll choose the left side of this loop section. It's worrying Kevin Windham a little bit.
Interval closes just a little bit, 1.9. As they started into that section, it has closed more. Don't forget, before of Kevin Windham, but the fight's back at the front. Just suddenly, Jeremy McGrath moves forward. He challenges Windham. It's a battle for first with 14 to go.
All those wins under his belt. He learned a lot from those, and he knows exactly when to make his moves. And right now, all he's doing, keeping the pressure on Kevin. Force him to ride a perfect race.
Through here, doesn't seem to be able to make it through there. 13 to go at the Houston Astrodome. Pace Supercross, the 250cc main again.
The hay bales that mark the inside of the corner, using every inch of this racetrack. And from Jeremy's vantage point, he'll be able to notice these slight changes in Kevin's posture out.
Interesting that Jeremy chose the left side. And look at this, he's right on him now. Again, slower riders the factor, but Jeremy decided that I'm not going to chance that other side.
Cost him a lot of time. He'll lose a little bit of time in certain areas, but as long as he stays close enough to bother the rider in front of him, you won't see Jeremy fluctuating his pace very much per lap.
McGrath, number 1, as he's trying to chase down number 14, Kevin Windham, and he's right there.
Well, what I like about Jeremy's line to that loop section is that he is starting to gain a little bit of time, and he's on the inside as they approach the right hand. See a little mistake right there. Actually, Jeremy made that same mistake the lap before. Came up a little short.
Tremendous jump at that point.
That's the lap time. Kevin makes a mistake.
Oh, and the mistake is taken advantage by Jeremy McGrath as he motors past Yamaha.
There's the concentration and stamina to go 20 laps at that pace.
You know, on one hand, you say that Jeremy McGrath, with all of his...
as strong as I've ever seen. And to see a guy dominate like this, you know, going into his 6th year of potentially winning a title, going for win number 56. If he gets that, he will section. He misses his timing. He comes up a little bit short right there. Can't do the next series of jumps. And Jeremy, knowing that a mistake
in it. White flag comes out. 1 more lap to go, and the possible 4th victory of the season.
He's approaching the triple.
Wow!
Lays it over for the people. Flash bulbs going off.
No effort, like you got the anchor out. Jeremy McGrath, here he comes. There's the checkered flag. Look at that.
Hey. McGrath with a great start. Moves into first place.
Well, McGrath had a lot of confidence. As soon as he got out of that gate, he got a great jump. Practiced a million starts yesterday. Just leaned in on everybody to the inside.
Michael and Larry Ward.
And look at this. Windham has opened up a little bit of a lead on McGrath right here. Windham has got this track dialed in, and it's just making Jeremy ride the race.
Windham with a 5th place finish in the first race here at Pontiac this season, as this is the first time in many years that we've had a doubleheader, 2 races in 1 season in the same venue here.
Oh, look at those guys jumping all the way over that triple right there.
On our leader, number 14.
I think back to the Houston round last year where same thing. Windham out front, Jeremy chasing, and eventually wearing him down, but Kevin seems pretty strong-minded. Both the guys in front of him.
Here we go. Jeremy McGrath now putting the heat, heavy heat on Kevin Windham.
Oh, he makes a nice move without touching plastic.
Well, that was a line that I don't think Kevin side. Lets Kevin pass, turns on a dime, cuts all the way across. Kevin's going, where did that come from?
In 1997 and 98. But I'm sure he would love to stay close with Jeremy McGrath. Has not resigned himself to 2nd place at all, David.
No, he is still staying in contention. You know, when we had Pastrana up here joining us for last week's show and McGrath made a pass on him, he said, you know,
Jeremy McGrath and Kevin Windham battle it out. Will Jeremy McGrath be able to hold off the Team Yamaha rider?
To make his moves, studying everything McGrath's doing. Later in the race, lapped riders will be able to perhaps work to the advantage of Kevin, because he'll be able to see the whole situation where Jeremy's going to have to commit. Matter of fact, that was the first race in in about 4 or 5 where he did actually make progress towards the end of the race. Even though the finish wasn't impressive, at least he was passing riders and riding fast towards the end. Contact, that's what Jeremy's hoping for, then he just has no chance.
One thing about Jeremy McGrath's domination of the past is he's been able to get a lead in that first 8 laps and not be pressured after that at the Silver Dome. But with 2 rounds here this year, they've changed the construction of the track, the over-under, the sand whoops. And Jeremy McGrath now is starting to build a lead.
He's pretty solid. He's able to acknowledge the fans. He's obviously feeling pretty comfortable about it. The guy, you can just mail in second. He is so strong.
McGrath looking at the checkers. The flashbulbs pop, and Jeremy McGrath.
You can see the relief right there. He's going, whoo! After last week, it was starting to get tight. He's sweating. He's stretched it back out right now, and Kevin Windham just hooked it. A great jump by McGrath, and he closes everyone off on the inside.
That's game first, just ahead of number 14, Kevin Windham. So the Yahoo hole shot won by Jeremy McGrath. He picks up some cash for getting out of the gate first.
Big bonus for McGrath. All he's got to do is ride smart. He should be able to take this title tonight.
And a look at how physical this can be and how you've got to be in great shape to do this. The 15
guys to be able to travel around, to continue the kind of training they need to do during the week to maintain this sort of form during the races. And McGrath is getting a lot of pressure right now from Kevin Windham. Throttle control and delivering that power smooth so he doesn't get any wheel spin.
Windham staying right with McGrath. And Kevin Windham in a battle for 4th place overall in terms of the series points.
So it's going to be a big boost in the points for Kevin to hold down that spot over Carmichael.
So no surprise, McGrath in the lead, but Windham right on his wheel.
Off the tearaway. You see Kevin Windham right there, number 14, starting to lose a little bit of ground. He's matched Jeremy's pace, actually closed the door. They closed in on him right there. Jeremy has shut the door. Got up and got 4th. Everyone thought, boy, what a ride that was. Villeman pretty much had the same thing happen. He has come back and he has a shot at 2nd place on a track he's riding. He's saying it's been a little bit more difficult compared.
Jeremy McGrath has won all 3 to this point, and he will pick up another $20,000 with the win here.
Assuming moved into 2nd.
McGrath the king once again for the 7th time in Supercross. And there is Villeman ahead of Windham, so it's David Villeman. New for Jeremy McGrath. Again, the overall champion. He told us, though, it never gets old. We'll be back to have a word with McGrath.
Las Vegas is underway. Windham a good start.
Bad jump for Villeman.
Carmichael. McGrath right with McGrath right behind him. And LaRocco a great start. Then Villeman is in 5th. That's not a bad position for Villeman.
Not what he would like. He's got his teammate back there to ride block for a little while. It's got to be a little bit of a strategy. Honda would love to win this final race. Feel that Villeman parked him in the cheap seats. He's got to be irritated with the way LaRocco was blocking. I don't think it was any dirty riding on LaRocco's part, but he obviously was trying to make sure it was very difficult for Villeman to make the pass.
David Bailey, and then went into a funk. And it was tough to get out of.
He's out of it now. And he just pulled away from Jeremy in that heat race. And he's got to be thinking about that again in the next lap and the one after that. He might start to feel like he's been beaten.
There's Larry Brooks giving him a signal of sorts as McGrath goes by in 2nd place. I did not expect Windham to dominate this much.
So he loses a little bit of time, but it's a 110.1, so he's still fairly consistent.
Led 22 laps before this race. 2 of those in Pontiac, the rest in Texas. And he has led every lap of this main event so far. Our guest is coming in the broadcast booth, Steve Harwell, the lead singer for the Smash Mouth group.
Hanging out with you guys. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah.
I think it was a mistake by Kevin Windham out front. I didn't see Jeremy do anything special. Kevin made a little bit of a bobble, possibly trying to get around a lapped rider, and Jeremy is closing in.
I think McGrath's setting him up there now, just kind of laying back. letting him make mistakes. You know?
Here comes McGrath on the outside.
Somewhere along the line, he lost a few seconds to McGrath. He wasn't nervous before, and he's definitely got to be nervous now. McGrath and that big number 1, all those wins, all that intimidation can rent every floor in your head. Kevin's only to 8. He's got McGrath and LaRocco between him. So I talked about this being possibly a 4-way battle down the stretch. These guys are closing in on each other.
Boy, it's another great battle between Windham and LaRocco.
Differently, but I think everybody's an all-star. You just got to find it inside yourself. So.
How about a song about supercross? I've never heard one of those.
Well, that's coming next. That's on the next record.
All right.
That's
I'll wait
called
for
Jeremy.
that. You get through these guys. I hope I don't catch them in the wrong spot. You're thinking. When you start thinking too much, you start making mistakes.
Kevin Windham trying. A 2-time winner this season. That would be 3 years in a row.
Here may be starting to get to him, and he had to use so much energy making all those passes. I think he could be a little tired. His spirit may be a little bit broken.
Jeremy McGrath looking for win number 7. Supercross.
Not want to end his season with a 2nd place.
I always had the feeling, too, that, hey, they're going to forget about his 7th championship if Philman wins the Triple Crown. That's all anybody's going to remember out of this season.
Well, that's not going to happen. We can see it, of course, but he shaved a 2nd off of Windham's lead that time, and the crowd could sense that they have not sat down.
Jeremy McGrath, who this year became Yamaha's all-time winningest rider.
McGrath right here. He cannot ride a defensive race. I guarantee you he's tight. He can't relax. He's got to just get back. I mean, if he's able to hold him off, what a victory this would be for him.
Season in the last race here in Las Vegas. Jeremy McGrath won his very first 125 race here in Las Vegas. It was on a Kawasaki. Let's go down to Robbie.
Right now. Well, I'm not sure if it's just that. He's riding a little bit better right now. Kevin's riding really good. We did change the tire. He's getting to the whoops a little bit better. He just caught back up to Kevin, and it's going to make an exciting race. We've got a few laps left, so we'll see what happens.
And Windham and Jeremy McGrath. Jeremy McGrath gets the black pass on Windham. Can Windham come back now and make a good go of it?
Going through there, he sees the sign. It doesn't matter. Randy wants this for his rider just as bad as Jeremy. These guys love to win. Grayson Goodman, he's just enjoying. People pressure Jeremy late in the race.
Check the pass again, David Bailey, on Kevin Windham to back on the Chaparral Yamaha.
So many reasons for Jeremy to party as Jeremy takes his summer vacation. There it is.
McGrath and the crowd just loves it.
This guy's amazing.
Supercross wins in the 125 action. Plus, and the checkers for Jeremy. Win number 10 on the season, win number 70 of a career in AMA action.
Well, you know, I mean, who's done that? I mean, Richard Petty, when he's got 100 wins, they call him the king. I think it's fair to say that Jeremy has got that status here in Supercross.
I do believe he will get, though, the $25,000 consolation prize. We'll have to check the points out. The highest points maker of the...
Well, obviously, Jeremy McGrath just proved again for the 70th time why we like to call him the king of Supercross. There's a lot of pressure, of course, on Windham. He comes out here, he's got one race to go in the season. He's got the title already wrapped up, but you know what? It doesn't matter. MC likes to win, and he goes out in 2000, another winner.